These are the Puma Future 8 Ultimate. I have one in the unisex model and one in the women's fit. And in case you all haven't noticed, I'm not a woman and therefore pretty bad at testing women's fit boots. So I have drafted in a real life human woman. This is my wife. This is Ellen, and she's going to test these for us.
I'm Mrs. Boot Wizard, and I'm going to test these boots.
Nice. So at the moment, Ellen doesn't know which one is which is the women's fit and which is the unisex. This is a completely blind test. So I have a series of questions that I'm going to ask to work out if the women's fit actually works at all. But firstly, which one do you like? Like, which one's prettiest?
I think you know that I like this colorway.
This one?
This one, yeah.
Why?
But you know me. So you know that this is the colorway that I like.
Why is this better? Why is this better than this one?
Because it's purple and blue and
'Cause it's
luminous
purple.
green.
Purple, blue, and luminous green.
Don't like orange.
You heard it here first. We have a win for this one. Shuffle.
I'm trying to
Can't fill the
take social media footage.
Everything is content.
Everything is content.
Okay, into the things that actually matter. Puma have said that they have changed up the knit on the collar, as in the way that it is designed between the two boots, because of feedback from female athletes. So, without knowing which is which, when you had them on feet, which one felt better with the knit around the collar?
So I preferred the knit on this one around the collar.
Okay, why did you prefer the knit on that one?
Because it wasn't so constrictive on my ankle.
Okay, so this one was too tight.
This one was too tight, yeah. Just around my ankles.
So you preferred just having that little bit, like, kind of
felt
looser?
like this one just fit nicely around my ankles.
Okay, without being too tight. And did you notice a difference in like where they sat on your ankle at all?
This one sat higher up.
And did you like that or not as much?
No, I preferred it being lower
The lower
down.
one.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, Ellen still doesn't know which one is which here. So we're just going to move along to the next question. Keeps people interested.
My wine is getting cold. Or hot.
That's going in. I'm just going to leave that bit in.
No!
My wine is getting hot.
My wine is getting hot.
Alright, so the actual fit. Puma have made a few changes to the fit that are supposedly in line with a more stereotypical woman's foot. And we would say that on the whole, you have a pretty stereotypical woman's foot.
Do you want to show my feet?
No, we charge for that. We charge for that. So we're going to go through a few of those different elements and see if either of them Ellen thought was better without showing the feet. Stop it, all of you. So we'll start with the end, with the toes. Stop it. With the toes. Was there either boot that felt better around that kind of front area of the boot, the toe box, kind of from here forwards in this kind of area, that felt better for you on your
So
feet?
I felt like this one felt better just because this one was so narrow.
Okay, so that one felt
This
narrower.
was very tight. I felt like I couldn't like even move my feet or my toes.
Okay, so was there a particular like area where that didn't work for you? Was it in terms of like the overall width or the volume or just everything, just the overall shape?
Like, so I liked how supportive this boot was.
Okay.
I felt like this really hugged to like my arches. I don't know if that's what you say in the boot wizard world. But I felt like my toes had more room in this boot, whereas they were really shoved to the edge of this boot.
Okay.
But this was very supportive of my arches.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So kind of a difference in length almost. Like it felt like there was a little bit more length in these ones.
Yes, but this one was like a lot more narrower, like width-wise.
Okay, so narrower overall,
Yeah.
but a bit more length here, which actually made quite a lot of difference.
Yeah,
to you.
I felt like there was a lot more space on this part of the boot.
Okay, so kind of on like these two areas here, where you've got the.
Whereas
kind of
yeah.
thickness. Whereas here it was very much kind of a little bit flatter.
Whereas I couldn't move my toes or like this part of my foot in
Okay.
this boot.
There we go. You heard it here first. Now we're going to talk about something that you literally just mentioned. We'll talk about kind of the arch and the midfoot. So, moving on. No, I was saying you have
Oh
that
yeah,
chair.
I was like, rude.
No, I was saying you have that chair while I was getting this one.
I was like, I'm happy in this chair.
Yeah, and you can
you wanna
continue
swap?
to be happy in that chair. Okay, so you kind of mentioned it just there, that you felt a lot more supported in this particular boot. So, by supported, was that very much just like under the arch?
Yes, under my arch, like this area here.
So you have like a
Yeah.
higher arch,
Yeah.
and this really kind of went up and into your arch.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about the fit overall? So you're saying it's nice kind of in this area under the arch, but what about kind of across the top of
Yeah.
the foot here?
Yeah, I felt like this really like hugged to the top of my feet.
Okay, so this one just basically fit across the whole shape of your foot a lot better in this area.
Yeah,
But you said that obviously it was a little bit too narrow through the toe. Was that still
especially
the same
the
case?
toe
Was
here.
that still the same in the middle?
No, because I have very arched feet. I felt like this really supported my arches.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. And this one too flat?
This one was too flat. It was nice around the toe area.
Yeah.
At the top was a bit loose, and here didn't support my arches as much as I would have liked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. There we go. So that covers the midfoot, and then obviously next the heel. Because if we get too far back, we will disappear from focus. So you want to be kind of like as close, yeah, like this general area. All right, into the rear of the boot, and we've got a different heel design in each of them, according to Puma. One of which should be more cushioned, more supportive, a little bit more comfortable for people overall. To be honest, for me, this sounds a little bit like a change Puma should have made across all of their futures, not just the women's fit one. But anyway, was there actually a difference? So, heel area, did you feel more comfortable, more supported in one boot rather than the other?
This boot.
This one?
Definitely the heel was a lot more supportive.
Okay. Was it more comfortable?
More comfortable. Supportive. Yeah. And really fit my heel.
Did you feel like you were going to maybe move in this
No,
one?
I felt like, yeah, so I felt like I wasn't going to move in this one.
But you might have moved in this one.
But this one, yes. I felt like I could have kind of slipped forward, but I don't know if that's because I had more space up here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So overall, did you feel like you felt more secure in this boot than this boot?
This boot definitely I felt like was very secure around my foot.
Maybe too secure?
A little bit.
Now, we do have both of these boots in the same size, of course. We have both of them in a UK size 4. Now, based on Ellen having these on feet, I would probably say that a 4.5 would have been perfect. But it is at least a fair test where we've had the 4 on both boots. So
Yeah, but I feel like a 4.5 would have been too big in this boot,
okay,
but perfect in this boot.
right. Okay, so
Just because you saw me struggle to get into this boot.
I did. I'll edit that in a little bit just so that people can see you struggle.
The struggle was real.
Yeah, so it just became a whole heap more difficult.
Whereas
to get
I got a 4.5 in this boot, I feel like it would have been way too big.
on. Okay.
Do you want me to just look at the camera?
Yeah.
While you're doing this, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that is the full breakdown on the Puma Future Ultimate. However, we need to know, which one do you prefer first? Which one would you, if you had to go into a shop today, buy one of these 2 pairs of boots to play a whole season in, which one would you buy?
So I definitely buy this one.
But half a size bigger.
Half size bigger, just because of how it supports my arches.
Okay, so the arch
You've
was
seen
like
my arches.
so
high.
so the arch is the big deal breaker.
Yeah, and I've never been able to find a boot that supported my arches before. So
Okay.
I would definitely go for this boot simply because it supports my heel and my arches.
And
We're worried about my toes later.
and
in half size
and
up.
you think half a size up, the toes would be fine.
Perfect.
And you would go from there.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, do you think that that is the women's fit boot, or do you think that this is the women's fit boot?
So I think this one is the women's fit boot, just because of how it sported my arches and the colorway.
And so I deliberately tried to buy two boots that both could potentially have been the women's fit boot, because like obviously a lot of them don't have that kind of women's fit look to them. So I was like, could I try and get them? Because the actual women's fit boot only comes in one color.
There
Which
you go.
is this one. Yeah. So yeah, you're absolutely correct. You picked the women's fit boot, and it is the boot that fit you the best, which I'm not surprised by.
Yeah, to be fair, as soon as I struggled to get this on, I was like, this is definitely the women's.
This is the right one. I do want to do one more thing. I want to get you to try these on with a different insole. Now, I realise you struggled to get them on, and I'm sorry that I'm going to put you through this again. But what Puma have done is they put a women's specific insole in this boot, which is different to the unisex insole because it's designed to push up into your arch.
Yeah, I see. I can see straight away.
Yeah. So you'll also notice there's bits of black tape on both of them. That's because if you looked, I didn't want to give the game away. So it literally says engineered for her.
I was wondering.
So there's a reason there's black tape on. Is I didn't want you to look in the boot and be like, oh, engineered for her. So what I'm going to do is with these boots, Puma put two sets of insoles in. You get this one, which is the women's fit with the arch support, and you also get one that's like this. So if you don't mind, I would like you to put on the boots with the regular insole and see how much of a difference that makes. If it helps you in the foot, or if it completely ruins the midfoot.
Okay, yeah.
You seem so impressed about having to put these back on again, and I'm sorry.
This one's fine.
Here we go. Okay, so these are the three insoles that you have as a possibility. This is the regular insole that you get from just in the normal unisex one, which you also get a version of, which is this one here, which comes with the women's fit, but the women's fit also comes with this, which is the women's fit insole. You have now tried all three of them, and does the swapping insole make a difference to the women's fit boot that you like?
So I prefer the women's fit insole.
Okay.
Because it supports my arches.
You're loving the arch support.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you put this one in, you essentially end up with a boot that...
Squish toe, no arch support, and tight heel, which I prefer with some arch support, some heel support, and I will take the tight toe area and just go up a size.
Okay.
Half a size even.
So what I don't want to put words in your mouth, but if this was the only insole option,
then
if
I would
this
go
wasn't-
for that boot.
You'd go for this boot
Yeah,
instead.
but it's the insole.
So the insole is actually what's making
because
the
it's
biggest
the arch
difference.
support. So this insole is what's giving this boot the win.
There we go. You have it. It's all there. So all you need to do, if you are a female, is make sure you're using this insole. Of course, your individual foot type is going to make the biggest difference, but essentially Puma have put huge amounts of research and time into building this particular boot, and seemingly they just needed an insole. Okay, that's not true. But anyway, I'm going to thank my delightful wife, Ellen, for coming and helping me do this. And without any kind of... I didn't have to coerce you. You happily volunteered to help.
I offered you to get some other female human, but you said, no, my wife.
My wife.
My wife will do the job.
So to say thank you to my wife, if you'd all like to go and follow her social media, I'll put the details just here on this lovely screen. And all be nice in the comments.
You can watch my silly little TikTok videos.
Very nice in the comments. That's it. Thank you very much. You may leave and go back to your wine
And Netflix.
and Netflix. Bye, everybody.
Bye.